So this coronavirus, man, this coronavirus. I haven't made a video in a little while, but this coronavirus thing going around, figured I'd make a video about it. I'm not an expert at all. I'm just gonna try to give you guys some tips on what to do with everything that's happening. I would say like one of the most important things to do about the coronavirus definitely is try not to worry too much. Like definitely be adamant, but try not to worry too much. Don't freak out. Freaking out is not going to help. um, Keep up with what's going on around you. Be sure to be looking on the news to figure out what's going on. I'm in Boston, and so far it seems like a lot of cases in Boston that have happened because of a biogen meeting that happened. So a lot of the cases, I think like 72 out of like 90 cases in Boston have happened because people were at a biogen meeting. Biogen, BIOGEN. And people that were at that meeting, some of them have gotten the virus and could possibly be spreading it around. And United States, I think, from the stats, says that we are the number 8 out of the top 10 countries of places that have the most infections. The United States stands at number 8. The crazy part about it is that the United States, we're not testing. We're not really testing like other countries are testing. We're not. It's like we're not really worried about it, and which might not be such a good thing. So that means that the amount of rises, like the amount of cases that we have that have been reported, that means there might be a whole bunch of other cases that have not been reported. And the thing is, you might look absolutely fine, but you might still have this virus and not even know it. The symptoms of the virus are very similar to that of the common cold as well as the flu. So it's hard to say, it's hard to know if you have the virus unless you get tested. And if they're not giving us enough test kits, and we're not actively testing people, um, then that's not good. Then we don't have a good outlook. We're not gonna be able to really know how far this goes, and we're not being really adamant about it. And of course, too, something that I don't know how we're gonna fix, but in terms of this day, like now, social media, a lot of lies get passed around very quickly. And normally this is always so bad, but with something like this that's affecting so many people, yeah, it can be bad. There's a lot of mistruths. So just because you see something, you see a meme on Instagram, Twitter, whatever, don't trust the meme right away. All right, because there's a lot of lies happening. There was even a lie, one saying that that, oh, the coronavirus is not affecting black people. That's not the case. It most likely is affecting black people. And also, apparently in Africa, they're also not testing that much. Africa does not have a lot of cases of the coronavirus, but they're not testing as much. And apparently Africa is not too worried about it. They're not like blocking flights or anything like that. So only time will tell how far this goes, how crazy this whole thing goes. They're calling it a pandemic. I don't know if it's that serious to call it a pandemic. I think a lot of people that have the coronavirus, they're coming out of it, and it's really mostly affecting like older people over the age of 50 and older. I think it's like once you get to the 80-year range, it really starts to affect people. um, and it seems that people are passing through it. And as time goes on, we're getting more information. We're going to be able to, to take care of the people better. But what's scary if you're in America is just that it seems that we're not so adamant about it. The way Trump is talking about it is not very reassuring. He's kind of all over the place. He's there he's like it's like he's not bringing experts to talk about what's going on. So people are kind of having to kind of fish for information online, and then you have all these companies that are making a lot of money off of items that are supposedly going to help protect you against the coronavirus or help build your immune system and things like that. But these are not the things that are going to help us. So like when you have a pandemic, when you have a scare like this is a time for a lot of people to be making money. So you got to watch out. People are going to be trying to people might be JJ people might be trying to like make some money off of you with some like herbal remedies or whatever it is. But the best thing you can really do is just like stay calm, do your best to take care of yourself. Avoid big places. They're saying, I think in where I am, they're saying any event bigger than 25 people should be canceled. So a lot of people are being encouraged to work from home. A lot of schools are canceled. The thing that made me be like, okay, this is real. is when the NBA season just pretty much ended because of the coronavirus, or at least it's postponed for the coronavirus. And this thing is affecting so many people. At first, it was only affecting certain industries, but it's affecting pretty much every industry now. So yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. I've never been part or something like when something like this was going on, or well, when SARS happened. I don't know, like I don't even remember about SARS. I guess I didn't really pay much attention. But like I'm not too worried about it since I'm not older and my immune system is not compromised and things like that. I'm not too worried about it. But if you have older people in your family, definitely, um, you know, keep an eye out for them. Give them the information that they need. Help them out. Help them sanitize their homes and things like that. And sanitize your own home. Wash your hands frequently throughout the day. When you cough, make sure you, or if you are coughing, like don't cough on people. If you see other people coughing, like back up and be like, hey, yeah, cover yourself and stuff like that. Just remind everybody to do these good practices, and I could definitely see some good coming out of this. Because let's hope that as humans we don't have that short term memory that we do. Because one thing I noticed before all this was happening too, it's like as I went back into Babylon, because I went away from like the world for a little bit. I was kind of in my own mind, going through my own spiritual journey and all that stuff. And I kind of came back to Babylon, back to like where people are like working 9 to 5 jobs, and I came to be around people more. I kind of secluded myself for a little bit, and now I'm back in society, and I'm just like kind of people watching and seeing how people do their things. And one thing that disgusts me quite a bit is what I see is a lot of times when people use the bathroom, they don't wash their hands. It's like people don't give a fuck. It's like people don't care. Um, and I and that's definitely an attitude that America has right now. By the fact that we're not testing so many people, and we haven't really raised the alarm too much. We've canceled flights coming from Europe because Italy has is now like the area that's getting a lot of the cases. It's like we don't care. It's like we think we're untouchable. I think that's an attitude that America has. We think we're untouchable. I think it's bled onto the people. We think we're untouchable. I think it's partly we're untouchable, and partly I think we just don't really care, and we might have the attitude like if I die, I die. Um, but none of those attitudes 999s passed me by, and 222 I saw right when I started this video. So I don't know what the angels are telling me about this situation. I'm not quite adept to the point where I'm like absolutely just like taking in the information and whatnot, but something's going on. I've been seeing numbers like crazy. um if you want to think about it in a way, this could look like the end of times, but I don't think it's the end of times. I'm not going to be worried about it too much, and whatever happens happens. I do believe in divine divine timing. I do believe everything does happen for a reason. you know I can't just talk about these things only when good things are happening. So good things, bad things, whatever happens in the world, it's happening in order to bring balance. So something's out of balance in this world. We've seen it. We've seen how greedy human beings have become. We've seen how greedy we are when it comes to the planet. We see the planet on Mother, the planet where our body, the body that we use on a day-to-day basis, our bodies come from this planet. We see this planet, the planet that our bodies come out from and that we reside in. We see this planet as a resource, and we just use it and use it and abuse it. It's our mother as well. Just in the same way we abuse the feminine, we abuse we abuse Mother Nature, we abuse our women, um, and we abuse the animals. It's like we don't care. We're disconnected. We've been abusing the earth, and the coronavirus is coming from apparently, like I think what they're saying is coming from people eating bats at a what's it called, like it's a place in China where they're eating wild animals that should not be eaten. I don't believe animals should be eaten, period. I don't eat meat anymore. um but because of the high meat eating that we do, we've seen how it affects. We have the animal agriculture and everything. It's taking up so much land. It's affecting the water. It's affecting the air. It's affecting all aspects of our lives because we're greedy and we want food. We've become very disconnected. So clearly, once we become so disconnected, something has to happen to bring us back into balance. Something has to happen to bring us back to ourselves, because the earth can't keep going the way that it does. So things are happening as they should, you know, and we are going to have to learn our lesson one way or another. And right now, this is how we're going to be learning this lesson. And one thing too I see about this pandemic, and hopefully it'll bring us back together. There is some racism going on. Please don't be hating on Chinese people. Please don't do that. Please have no racism. Like, keep the racism out of this. Racism is not gonna help us. Separation is not gonna help us. There is enough of that. What I see coming out of this is when we see that this virus is can affect anybody. It's not nobody is, you know, nobody is immune to this virus or whatever. We have to come together. We can't keep separating ourselves, and hopefully it will improve the healthcare. Hopefully this will cause every place, every country to have universal healthcare to take care of their people, because the healthcare system from different countries, it's too crazy, and especially in America it's not so good. And with better healthcare means when things like this happen, we can stop it easier, because as you can see, when something like this happens, if some country's healthcare is not good, who suffers? Everybody suffers. Maybe that will remind everybody of how connected we truly are. You see what I'm saying? Maybe it will remind everybody of how connected we truly are. You know, we will like pollute one water over here. Like we'll pollute somebody's water. Oh, that water is kind of far away from us. It doesn't affect us. But we drink the same water. We smell we smell the same air. We breathe in the same air. We share everything. We live on the same planet. There is no separation. So to think that the actions, like to think that somebody else's misfortune doesn't affect you is dumb. To think like if a high homeless rate doesn't affect you, yes it does. To think that people being hungry in part of the world doesn't affect you, yes it does, because we are all connected. There is no separation, and I hope that this will remind people of that, and that they won't forget that. And this could be a symbol. The coronavirus can be a symbol of union, of unity, of how we matter to each other, of how it's not about us taking care of ourselves and not worrying about everybody else. It's about us taking care of ourselves and then bringing in other people and then teaching other people and enlightening other people and coming together as one union and stop being so damn separate. So that's my video for today about the coronavirus. That's what I take away from it. I hope that you don't have anybody that has been affected by this, and if you do, my prayers go out to them, and my prayers go out to everybody who is being affected by this coronavirus. I will no longer be sharing any jokes about this coronavirus. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of them were kind of funny, but as serious as this is getting, it's no longer funny. But it's kind of human nature to joke about things that freak us out, you know. But yeah, man, stay safe out there, and be sure. Maybe I'll do some research on like things that you can do if you happen to be quarantined. Apparently people in China are doing a lot of things to keep themselves busy while they are quarantined. So yeah, I love you guys, man. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you think about the coronavirus in the section below. If I missed any important details that you think should be mentioned, please put them in the comment section below. Put down any links. Maybe this could be like a little video where people can come and like find some links about the coronavirus, what's happening. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm gonna go for a little walk. Peace.